Okay, well, I didn't want to make you watch me make these in their entirety and grind them and weld them and clean them up. You sort of got the idea what I was doing in the last one. Just trying to get as good a penetration as I can and then tidy up my ugly welds. Whoops, I've pretty much got these more or less done the way I want. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't gone in here with a, I'm going to take a file and just clean out some of the spatter. But I've already cleaned out these with a die grinder, so there's no spatter in there. And there's the odd little nick and stuff, and probably with the light they look really uneven, but and they are a little bit. I mean, you can see my grinder marks. Once I cover them with some sloppy paint, you won't even be able to tell my bad weld job. My bad paint job will hide it good. But as far as it's not funny. As far as functionality, I think these are going to be perfect. So I just got to go we'll make sure they'll fit on my truck. It's not too bad. I was a little worried that my welds back here might interfere, and they were close. But, well, I got lucky, I guess. Or just a really precise fabricator. So, here, just for fun, got my Princess Auto Special D-ring shackles. These are 3/4, and the reason I got them at Princess Auto is because I'm cheap, and I believe they were like $3 or $4 on sale, which are well worth it. It's a bargain. I can't believe it. There's real recovery points on this thing. And you know, without doing anything else, I could probably get away with pulling this thing out of some pretty nasty stuff with these. But we're not done. Okay, I just flipped this around, took this one off of that side, put it on here, because, like I said in my earlier video, I put these bolts purposely more towards one side than the other on both of them to give me the option of, you know, if I wanted higher or lower. I hadn't decided. And this is up higher now, and it looks nicer. That looks more finished than it hanging down, so I think that's the way we're going to go. The only downside, well, it's not even a big deal, but I just got to take this guy and just nick off the tiniest bit on that corner to clear that steering box bolt. Right there, it's so close. I just need to shave a bit. Yeah, I think that looks a lot better. That's perfect. Where's my light? There we go. Lots of clearance. Good. Yeah, I definitely like that a lot more. That looks good. Well, as good as can be expected. Let's get this bar fitted up. Now, the one thing I do have to keep in mind is this bar is going to be going right around here, all the way across to there, and I got to make sure that I can still get behind this. Otherwise, I can't tighten these nuts. But I think I'll have enough room to get up from behind and get to it that way. I think worst case scenario, I can tack these on here once I know it fits. Or, yeah, I don't know. Or the other thing I can do is I could make a little nut strip. You know, just tack these guys onto a piece of steel, and then I can slide it up from the bottom, stick the bolts in. So, I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's not like I'm taking this thing off and on once it's done. I think it's going to be just fine. I imagine most aftermarket bumpers are a bit of a hassle for these bolts, for clearance to get to them. But if not, well, they're going to be for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is throw a few tacks on and just get a feel for how it's going to be, you know, how it's going to fit on there. And we'll see how it looks. I've got it upside down right now because I want the bar closer to the top. I think it'll look nicer. I was gonna go right in the middle, but I think it'll give it a more finished look. We'll see how it goes. I kind of like the look of that. Yeah. I like it more than I thought I would. It actually fits. So here it is all welded up and installed. I'm actually really happy with these welds. Let's see if I can get a look at it. Yeah, these are the nicest welds I've ever done. So they're staying put. I'm not grinding those ones off. Now I forgot to mention earlier, but what this is a 2x4, not a wooden 2x4. This is 2" by 4" 3/8 wall. So this is a pretty solid piece of steel here. I would argue that this section here is now the strongest component on this whole truck. Because of my tie-in kit back here, it will transfer the forces more evenly through this frame rail, and in theory, so if I ever have to get tugged out by this thing, it's not going to ruin my bumper mounts. Now, what originally inspired this design sort of was, and maybe some people will like this, maybe not, but the original Humvees have a really minimalistic bumper, and it's basically, it looks like a big piece of folded sheet metal with a couple of lugs on the front, which actually don't, now looking at pictures of them, they don't even look as beefy as these. They probably are, but it's hard to tell on the scale with the picture. But obviously I gotta paint it still. I'd kind of like to add some other protection to this, like maybe if I put a piece of square tubing right across the top that came all the way out here, to protect the fenders. That might be nice. I'm gonna maybe tie. I got that factory skid plate kicking around still, and I'm gonna try and maybe tie this in to this member because that's where that skid plate mounts. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I was thinking about a stinger, but I think it's just gonna annoy me. Like anytime I want to get under the hood, there's going to be this big hoop in my way. So the only way I'd consider that is if I could make it so I could bolt it on here and remove it. But even then, what a hassle. I don't even know. They look really cool, but I don't know if there's any practical reason for me to have a stinger on this thing. It would be nice to have maybe a grill guard, but I don't know. I'm going to scratch my head for a little while and decide what to do next. But at least I got a bumper now, and I got some real recovery points I could actually use if I need to. Leave a comment or get in touch with me on the Twitter and let me know what you think I ought to do with this thing. Unless your suggestion, of course, is just to throw it in the garbage. Then I already know I should do that. You don't need to tell me. Okay? Alright, guys. Just real quick, I almost forgot. A YouTube channel that in the last few months has quickly become one of my favorites is the Pabst Boys Roadhouse. And they just hit 10,000 subscribers. And the reason I found out was because YouTube accidentally mailed me their play button. Ah. But anyway, congrats, boys. You deserve it. Unfortunately, you're not getting it because they sent it to me. Alright? Anyway, if you liked my video, like and subscribe. Go check out these hosers. They're so funny, and their videos are really good. They're really informative. Alright, folks, take it easy.